your inspiration behind this act?
Yes, I'll explain that. But first of all, my position as an artist is just like a crusader. And I believe 100% that I'm a Ghanaian like any other person. And I believe Ghana is a fine country we all belong to, so we can do a lot of things to salvage our country without looking at where we belong to. And truly speaking, I belong to every party in Ghana, but I don't subscribe to any political party in Ghana. Yes. I'm a Ghanaian, and for that I want to remain as such and be patriotic. And my policy is, let's do the right thing regardless to where you belong to. And and with that I always have a neutral position to speak as a Ghanaian. So those that my arts may affect them, I really don't care. I'm just genuine, and I have my freedom to speak as a Ghanaian. So with this particular work, which I call Koro or Suicide, it's a visual representation of my thoughts during the lockdown and how to produce this work when I was thinking of myself and some other Ghanaians, how they are going to survive in this lockdown. To me, we live in a country when you don't know when the next food is coming. You don't know when your next customer is coming. The future is not much promising that you can rely on your income today for the next weeks. Life is not much promising, and moreover, in this hardship, when the majority of Ghanaians live on hand to mouth, you work today, you chop today, you hustle tomorrow, you chop tomorrow. And now there's a new killer attack whom migrated from China and started passing through all human settlements around the world and has finally landed in Ghana. And for that reason, some parts of the country which are highly level to this killer man had to be locked down as in a way of hiding themselves to save their lives. To me, I saw it as a very life-challenging decision because, as I said, if you don't work today, if you don't chop today, and now you are going to stay at home for weeks without working for money. So how are you really going to survive? And I don't really mean this is the living condition of all Ghanaians, but to the majority, which I'm much concerned about. And if it happens that you don't eat for your stay at home, then that is suicidal, So this is why I named the art Koro or Suicide. Will you go out for the virus or you stay home to live for nothing?
Why is Nana Addo in the glass? What does it mean?
So that is why in the art I use Nana as a representation of his people, particularly the marginalized or the less privileged. And he being the hourglass is a symbol or a representation of waiting and distressing. Just imagine staying home for weeks with nothing on you. So with all these thoughts, I developed this concept, putting him in the hourglass. I know the government did well by sharing foods to some communities affected in this lockdown. But sincerely speaking, not all food shared will reach all poor homes. There will be many who will still not benefit from the government in this lockdown. So they will have to choose between Koro or Suicide, which I personally think staying at home was the best. However, there were many who broke the rule out of some reasons. Some broke the rule because they didn't have homes, and you don't expect someone without a home to stay at home to get it. And some also broke the rule because they had no food, and many other reasons, regardless of police being outside or the military being outside, who is going to molest you if you come out. Now the lockdown is lifted, and I don't know if the virus is going to swallow us alive or it will just sympathize with us.